What is that? The intention is to take it over 2 kilometers. So, but that is the phase 2 works. For phase 3, the terminal is built approximately 12,000 squares on 3 levels. So where we are standing now is the first level. We have the second level and then the third level. The third level is more of the facilitation to the aero bridges. So, and then some security areas, CCTV rooms where it will be dealt by the AFSEC. So where we are is where you begin to travel. And when we get to the second level is when you begin to exit, in a nutshell. So I believe that as we make the progress, we'll go there. But in terms of the works, the contractor has finished all his contractual obligations under the contract, and that Ghana Airport have taken over under the recommendation of the consultant.
In terms of the runway, who is doing the extension of the taxiway?
It's all the contractor, which is the phase 3 works.
So in a nutshell, the contractor has not completely finished the job.
No, he's not finished the phase 3 works. But he's finished the phase 2 works.
But you are saying that you brought part of the phase 3 to phase 2.
Exactly.
And once you brought it to be part of phase 2, it means that he hasn't finished the phase 2.
He's not finished the
phase 2 completely, because it still has a taxiway and the extension to do.
Okay.
Because you've taken it out of phase 3 and brought it to phase 2.
Okay, Minister.
I want them to understand,
okay,
because they will go, if you don't take time,
all right,
you know what they can do.
Okay. The scope of the phase 2 did not include even the apron. It did not include the taxi link, and it did not include the runway.
Okay.
So the phase 2 was just the building and all the landside facilitation, the car parking, the access roads, and where we are to how to come here. But it became very needful to bring part of the phase 3 into the phase 2. Other than that, it doesn't lead to functionality of the terminal. And all the equipment, which is very critical to the operation of the terminal, were sitting within the phase 3 package. So we had to bring it in. So as we speak, part of the phase 3 has been taken over, because the facilities that need to run the terminal are all now functioning.
Are you okay? Because I didn't want you to go and ask me that question. There was no way I was going to be able to explain to you as he had done. Because initially, when we had a discussion with them, we realized that the phase 2 was an isolated item. And if it is done without part of the phase 3, it was going to be difficult for the airport to be very functional. So we had a discussion with them, and based on the discussion with an understanding that we all had, we needed to bring part of the phase 3 to be part of phase 2, so that we can have a functional facility. Because there wouldn't be any benefit if we have this edifice here without getting the equipment and the taxiway and the runway to be effective to attract the needed planes, which would be aircraft, which would be beneficial to the people. So we had no option than to sit down with them. But we'll be able to strike some level of understanding. Though people are saying that, yeah, we are in the IMF period, but government believes that this edifice is so important for the people of this country. And if you look at the Ghana Airport Company, if you look at the people who travel, about between the middle section to the northern section of this country, we have about between 55 to 60% of people who travel coming from this zone. And we think that it is important that we take the facility closer to them, rather than always them traveling to Accra to board the plane outside the country. And what is it that we needed to do? Or to make sure that we attract certain aircraft to this way. And with that, if you want to attract certain aircraft to this way, it means that your runway must be standard, as he said, that if you are going to attract the 737s to come, you must have a certain level of runway, the taxiway, the parkway, all these shouldn't have been part of phase 3. Because if indeed it's going to be part of phase 3, it means that we are not going to operate the facility effectively. So basically that is what we have done, and I think that the media will recommend us for that. Instead of, yes, we know that you have been a watchdog on us, but if this decision has been taken, I think it's good. So basically, let's go run and see what we have.
What's happening to Kumasi Airport is that we are no more going to run the old facility. By the airport design, the old facility doesn't meet the international standard, which is the ICAO. All right. The aim is that we need to do 150 meters from the center line of runway, should have no obstruction of a building or any facility. So that is why the terminal sits where it is. So if you do the calculations, 150 meters from here, from the front to the runway is 150 meters. So by the time this total airport is done, the existing facility will be broken down, demolished and cleared. So on the sides of the runway, you're going to have reservations, which are all going to be green vegetation.
So let me ask you a question. When are you going to build the full terminal?
Okay. I mean, as part of the contract, it became very necessary that the contractor understood that he was working within an airport operational area, and that the client was going to cede the space to build piecemeal. So now that is exactly what we are doing. So once this terminal becomes operational, what then it means is that the old terminal should migrate to here, absolutely, including all the VVIP facilitations.
So when are you going to finish the taxiway from that area to this?
The contractor is in progress, and the aim was to get this taxi link, so this will be functional. And hopefully, I'm assuming that it will be somewhere in July, if all goes to plan. Because, you know, the rainfall has the potential of affecting the earthworks, and that you need to achieve the standard strengths and capacities within the pavement to allow.
So now, if this terminal is going to be functional, it means that after checking here, you have to walk to the inside.
All right. I think what is going to happen is that I understand from operations that I think you don't have your necessary. The runway.
No.
The runway.
The taxiway is ready
On the 10th of May.
So it means that if you commission this one, it will be ready for you to be used.
Yes.
Okay.
But there is a criticality. There's a criticality to that.
Okay.
The operation of aircraft on the aprons are done from the air traffic control, and the current air traffic control is not completed.
No, that one civil aviation is working on it. I've had a discussion with them. They said they will be on site next week because there was some disagreement between them and the contractor about certain gadgets. They think that those were not the things that they recommended for. But they're having a discussion with the contractor, and I'm sure they will find a way out.
Okay, all right.
Because based when ICAO came for the inspection, there were certain things that they thought that we needed to fix it. And I think that based on that, so they're having a discussion with the contractor, and I'm sure by a week or two. But my point is that I want the Ghana Airport Company, in terms of you are in charge of infrastructure, to finish your infrastructure. The regulator will deal with the regulation, and I don't want anybody to miss the two. Let civil aviation handle the regulation side. But in terms of the physical infrastructure, in terms of building and the taxiway and the runway, that is why I want Ghana Airport Company to concentrate on it, get it done, and also the
sense to facilitate. If you drop in the car park, you have to make your way on the ramps and then cross the section. And believe that Ghana Airport will determine which doors will be for the entry and which doors will be for the exit. And that is purely based on their operational protocols that they have. So basically, this is the drop-off area. And once you come here, you have trolleys parked on both flanks where you can drop off. All right. So once you've gone past, so this is probably like a lunch for you to fill the phone, and then your weights, things like that. So once you drop your luggage,
where we weigh the bag. Then when they dispatch it, the main line there is a collector belt. It's first come, first served approach. So as and when there's a slot on the, so you're able to see all angles of the bag. If you are hiding anything in the bag, you will expose it. The aviation security will be able to see that and flag the bag for questioning. So that is the kind of system.
What's the, are you using Smith or what's the
Smith Hyman. Yes, please.
Ramadan?
Then we'll be checking in.
There first is giving a lead. So it's like a traffic light kind of thing. And it goes through the system, which will go backwards. Now, we talk about permission. So this scanner can process 500 bags per hour. 500 bags per hour. And the critical aircraft is doing 200 passengers. So the assumption is that every passenger has 2 bags. So this one alone can do 500. So assuming this goes down, everything will go through the other one. So it means that there is no situation where there is a shutdown.
Detect anything, it passes the information to the level 2 screener, who will also do the analysis of it. If the machine, the human being says no, this bag is dreadful and it needs to be relooked, then he will reject. So this is where we do the reject and accept of a bag. Then it goes to level 3. The independent aviation security person who is sitting in the middle. So he has no, he will be there and then the image will also come. He has a lot of time to really evaluate the bag. If he is also not satisfied, then we have level 4, which is physical inspection. And that's the room that's
you come to there, you are sick, body sick, everything. You come on your human beings to a machine. A scanner. So you come through that, and then you come in here.
Yeah. Everything is working. Yeah.
Okay. So the workers go through that arc. The workers go through the turnstile first, and then they go through the. Everybody that comes to the field has special assessment. So there are rooms here. This will be allocated to cocktail and workers. We can go this way. So it's all signposted.
very nice. And then we just be waiting.
Restore still now.
Carro. You arrive to there, you need to exit and then start your departure process. So you don't do one side, side.
What kind of commercial area are you in?
I think it's in the heart of that. So we have for domestic, we have the design of the departure area was also different. So you have the third level predominantly is to facilitate traveling on the bridge, which we call aero bridge, passenger boarding bridge. So when passengers come up here, they sit here in this area until the flight is called. We have this common space here that will facilitate departing and arriving. So if your aircraft can be called and you'll be sitting here, you are waiting for a Turkish airline that has arrived and its passengers are arriving. Once they come through this set of glass, go this way, then you will be allowed to board now. The turnaround normally for aircraft like 2 hours maximum. So you need to be close. By the time the airline calls you up here, then you think that there's readiness. There's nothing like you come up here, you have to go down, unless of course. Cameras to existing terminal, depending on how you configure everything comes. Oh, they have to.
Part of the activity, part of it, yes.
The professor, let me ask you. In all, when do you think that
Oh, I think this one is to look at it. They'll say 2 weeks' time, right? Maximum.
can we bring it up?
Can we operationalize it?
You can
We have an aircraft.
No, but at the moment, you know the GSL is doing the operational readiness.
Yes.
And I think they want to finish that.
But we want to test.
We want to commission the facility on the 10th of May. Are you saying on the 10th of May? We have finished the construction.
After I finish the facility.
Leave the facility. Leave the
Yes.
So they are
They are not the same
three
cameras,
two
different cameras.
So if you want maybe, let's say, car park on this, and it's working for a duration.
Okay, so we should be on the line.
And then you drop it Depending on the aircraft, airlines, 11 minutes.
Medamasi, say mumu ya man pay ya. Anyantokwa. Important say the media for Mbaba because ya for ma mo come own story without necessarily having the opportunity to see what is here. To see a ba. Kumasi International Airport na yeka no. Terminal no where the arrangement na any contractor and consultant no no more we. Omo we some hand over to us. Before answer na yebetuma use no. I see a test and no money wa no near we say ni nyina eye ade betuma ye adwuma na nti test no na Ghana Airport Company ye nti se ye ba ne ye be hwɛ sɛ no mani nyina ye pepepe ye test ni nyina wi a akosi boni fra bibi synchronization ne de ni nyina bom ni ahwɛ sɛ e betuma ye adwuma na mo ba na mo ankasa mahu ade a ye wɔ ha no sɛ efe na da bia me ka sɛ ade a de asie the maintenance level is important na so ye nkɔfo no benya ho mfaso. Yeah, plan is all things being equal no, by May you be commission facility. No. Yeah, commission we are after commission you be sound why some more test. Yeah, we are not ba no man na ko ya June no the best start to operate this terminal. To see our taxiway no yeah from other side to this place. Yeah, we are now the plane is see for ma say fa woko neba. Ebinim say runway no yes runway no enwa bebre but say ye runway no ye runway extension ni wi a edu pre bi on my friend 737 tag Portugal yusu Turkish Air yusu other airport Kenya Airways yusu ni na betuma ba even be a crown no you betuma reduce passengers no any KLM maximum passengers on betuma pick it from here with the current aircraft here 200. And you know, see reduce passengers, no to me pick free. To me, any year, I do pray be a beba. Yeah, this minimum extension I hear on runway now, be a beba. KLM bit my ba. Tap Portugal, you know, because you better reduce passengers. And the meaning is, you bring more than 200 passengers from here. I am for being here, bar. 100 call move Kumasi. Now I do pray na baha, na befa. Into Kumasi for if we are no more quadra in your mum batom. Obumuru ebono nofu nyina wa beso ba no beto so nti abaya ya de em se na nsan mabo yachi mi se de na nsan masopa mi sa ba we de eye nti mo ya baso kakra say na mo mpai all this being called this facility will be put to good use for the benefit of everybody ti badamasi na mr mo
ya ba ha nei se yanda yewra otumfo ase a na atochima nti ye de nase kese beda yewra a oye ye nyina ye man Kumasi man Asante man baby a saa building yi gina na saase so e pese ye da nase se ono nso ode ɔde mpaebɔ ne adwempa ata yɛkyi Ghana airport na yɛtumi de awie saa dwumadie nti otumfoɔ mpakyɛw nkra enka ne sɛ yɛda n'ase bebree nneɛma nyinaa yɛ test biribiara yɛ adwuma pɛpɛɛpɛ meni agye mmoroso nso sɛ facility na contractor na esi ama yɛn no ɛyɛ of quality na throughput na kyerɛ sɛ nipa dodo a ebetimi afa ha in 1 year ne yɛbɛyɛ 800,000 na megidi nso sɛ nyame yɛ adom na yɛtumi ebie facility ya no yɛbɛ commission sɛ minister aka no yɛbɛ commission by end of May na June ya start kwesi broni sɛ operationalizing the airport megidi sɛ yɛbɛnya nkrɔfo a ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo tu kwan bebree ɛwɔ region ha statistics kyerɛ sɛ nkrɔfo dodo na ayɛ ɔmo ba Accra no fana bɛyɛ 55% every region ha nti megidi sɛ ɛyɛ ade kɛse a ɛyɛ ade papa sɛ yɛde yɛtumi ayɛ saa dwumadie na ɛnɛ yaba ne yaba bɛyɛ testing nyankopɔn ne yɛda n'ase na yɛda media nso ase yɛda minister nso ase for his support and yɛda civil aviation nso ase ɛne Ghana airport workers nyinaa yɛda obi biara ase